This morning. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Viva Cafe con Leche. I am Dr. Lori Monaco with Align Yourself, Inc. I am a life coach for a second, specializing in transformation and mindfulness practice. I am Dr. Lori Monaco with Align Yourself. I am also I'm a speaker and a holistic practitioner, and I am known as the Badass Buddha. Good morning.
Good morning, buenos dias. Let's stretch this morning, please.
That sounds like a great idea.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh, morning stretch, that's fabulous. Oh no. Freezing already so soon into the broadcast. Come on, Margie, come on back. We don't know where the instability is. Is it on our end? Is it on...
Oh, life coach.
There we go. You froze for a minute. You froze right into this position.
Oh my gosh, I could imagine my ecstasy-filled facial that it's never cute. You know, you ever try to look cute while you're having an orgasm and it's like, so you hide your face because you know it's totally ugly. Lori's trying to be all polite. I am a spiritual and creative healing life coach, author.
We needed that this morning.
Writer, you know, and I always forget, I am also a wedding officiant.
Yes. Yes.
I am
Florida, right? Is it
Florida, a wedding officiant for Florida. And I'm also an ordained minister nationwide.
Could you imagine getting married by this unbelievable lady? This would be fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. And you were also known as?
The Gladiator Guru.
Yes. Good morning, Guru. How are you this morning?
You know what? I'm very tired. I'm like tired. I was in so much pain in my hips, even while we were speaking yesterday. So I kept moving. I put mom in bed, took my shower, and I was like, it's too much. So I took a muscle relaxer, and I'm not medicinal. And it just like knocked me out till about 3:30. I woke up in pain again. I was up for like an hour until finally I found a comfortable thing and got up this morning unwillingly. I really had a hard time getting up this morning.
Oh,
I had to jump in the shower and that was at 7:20.
We've got to figure out what's going on with your hips. So, I should be helping you with that because I think it's one of my fortes.
Well, I have arthritis in my hip, so let's just
put
that out there. And then lifting mom, and I bend my knees. Plus, I do my yoga every other day. I do a 30-minute yoga thing. And I haven't been doing it for a couple of days, so I'm probably just really stiff.
It could be. It depends. Need a massage. You know?
Oh my God, I do. I really do.
Hey, listen, so good morning, everyone. We already have people jumping on. Michelle, good morning, Michelle. Is Jeffrey with you, sitting next to you, listening to us? Hopefully we don't offend Jeffrey's ears with some of the things that we say. But good morning, Michelle. Michelle says, good morning, beautiful ladies. Yes, she says, I'm sorry, I just read it. Jeffrey and I are here, yay.
Good morning, Michelle and Jeffrey. What's Jeffrey again?
Jeffrey's what do you call him? He has that nickname, the something Pitbull. He's beautiful too. He's this beautiful gray color, and he's just like a love, like just chunky.
Yeah, they are very loving.
Chunky. It's just that they're thick, you know. But this like love ball.
My kids had.
Tiffany Bryan. Good morning. She says, "Good morning, ladies." And good morning, Connie.
My sister.
Yes.
Yeah, she said, good morning, loves. Good morning, big sister. How are you? And I don't see Lillian on. Do you see Lillian on your end?
Not yet. No, not yet. Why, don't you give her a birthday shout out?
Yes, I wanted to say, happy birthday to you, Lillian. Okay. In my throat isn't awake yet voice. I don't care. Happy birthday, happy birthday.
Oh my goodness, it's funny.
But yeah, there she is. Lillian, did you just hear me sing happy birthday to you on my live?
Happy birthday, Lillian.
Cumpleaños feliz.
I'm telling you, I have so much trouble sharing this lately. Like I go to share it and it throws me off. Oh, is that what it was doing with you? That was what it was doing with you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I sang it in English and Spanish, Lily, and unfortunately you're gonna have to replay. But I did say happy birthday, but I sang it. So I'm just gonna say happy birthday, Liliana.
Happy
Enhorabuena.
birthday.
Felicidades. So yeah. Mwah, 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 mwah. My sister's
So,
birthday was on the 4th, but that was
happy
on a Friday.
belated.
Yeah, so
Happy
we didn't have a
belated.
show. Connie's birthday.
All right. All right. So we got some September birthdays. Fabulous. So,
Iritza. Oh my God, Lillian, that was the best happy birthday. I did it like in my Marilyn Monroe, I just woke up throat voice. You're gonna love
she
it.
almost, she didn't do the little cleavage thing that, happy birthday.
But but I should have been like.
Oh, so Michelle said Jeffrey's nickname is, thank you, because I remember, yeah, this is what I was talking about. The Positively Peaceful Pitbull, that's his nickname. Positively Peaceful Pitbull. And Michelle also said, happy birthday, Liliana. Okay, so the tribe is also chiming in this morning. Oh my goodness, we're having some serious technical difficulties. We keep freezing, so we're just gonna do what we need to do. Hopefully, we won't have too many issues today. I don't know if it's on.
It seemed like forever to get here.
You keep freezing.
You were just freezing.
Oh my goodness.
Let me check my network. Hold on.
I know on my end it's pouring.
I'm on, and it's telling me I have all the bars.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Damn Zoom.
You know what, Piri? Thank you. It was just a quick thing. I don't have like my big. She says I look like an española. Ole.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. So how's everybody doing? How was your week so far? We're at towards the end of the week.
Peru's in the house. Hola, Maria de Pilar.
I wish I was in Peru. One of these days we'll broadcast from Peru. That sounds fabulous, right?
When it's summer here, it's winter over there.
Yes. Yep. Southern hemisphere. But how cold is it in Peru normally? Like, is it comparable to the temperature here?
Answer the question, Maria de Pilar, por favor. Pilar. Lillian has been there, I think, twice. So I don't know if she went on different times. Lillian, did you go on different seasons or is it all the same? I know one, she went to Machu Picchu. I don't know.
So Michelle said, follow Jeffrey's page. It's all about love and compassion. That sounds fabulous. So Jeffrey, the Positively Peaceful Pitbull, has a page on Facebook. He probably has more followers than we do. Of course he does.
And the Positively Peaceful Pitbull, that's the name of the page?
Well, no, I think is it listed like that, Michelle? How is this page listed? But she did say the feed keeps freezing. So we're going to do our best. We know we're can't handle the glitches. I have full bars. Margie has full bars, but I don't know if it's a weather thing. So we'll just keep moving forward. Okay, so maybe then we should just sort of jump into a couple of things. So what do we need to say? We need to do our intentions for today and our mantra. And then we need to just remind you guys that we are on YouTube. We did get 2 new followers yesterday, so subscribers. So please, listen, are you guys ready? We're at 13. Woo! Or 15, something like that.
That's gonna grow.
15, I think 15, and 2 of them are me and Gladiator Gurus.
I think that it's gonna eventually reach the people it's supposed to reach, and that's gonna make all the difference in the world. And I think like anything, like weight loss, like relationships, it's starting off slow because it's gonna end with the bang. So
Sounds good.
I'm not worrying about it. Pilar says hi. Lillian says she went once and in September and it was spring there, like perfect weather.
Okay.
So I don't know. We were supposed to go to Peru. It'll probably come back on the ticket. So Jeffrey's page, I wrote it down because my daughter, my son-in-law, they raise bullies. The short, stocky bullies. I don't know if that's the right way. One of them is called Blue because he's a blue nose bully. So yeah. But they used to have 2 pit bulls, and they Echo Escobar, and they were beautiful.
So Michelle said, stressful, love my job, but I have a toxic manager. This is a great topic, very timely, fabulous, good. And Michelle, you'll be happy to know that Nan's on today if you didn't catch the advertisement, so that'll be fun. She said lucky 13, but I think I'm wrong. I think it was 15, so lucky 15. Okay, great. So remember to put your cups up. So listen, I want to share a cup because check, this is funny. So I got a cup the other day oh, the feed froze again, right? So I don't even know if I'm showing my cup or not. I got a cup from the Gaia Network. Yeah, I'm looking at, you're right, the feed does keep freezing. I'm looking at it on my end. 1 minute you're working, 1 minute I'm not working.
I know, I keep checking my internet and it's still on. Normally I'm the one that's being knocked off.
No, I know, I'm telling you, me too. But then it keeps telling me I'm unstable. That's true. Mentally, yes, I agree.
You know what?
The Gaia Network, I got,
you got that. I love the Gaia Network.
And the funny part was, the reason I got this was because I had applied for a job as oh my God, somebody that's writing content for them on their blog pages. And I had to submit a video and all this stuff. And of course, obviously, I just got a mug and I'm not in Colorado. So obviously I didn't get the job.
I love that.
But I still love the Gaia Network. I highly recommend.
I should apply just to get the mug. Girl, I'm going to do it today. What? You know me making videos.
All you got to do is go on their site. They constantly have it open, and then they give you the criteria of what you need to do. You just have to do a short video that you put on YouTube so they can access it. But I did this like a while ago. Like I did this probably like maybe almost a year ago. And
you just got the mug?
I just got the mug. But anyway.
Well, you know what? COVID, quarantine, pandemic.
You're right.
Was delayed.
It's very hard to send a mug.
Everything was delayed.
It's Trump's fault. I got the mug late. He's messing around with the post office.
Piri said when she gets her mug, and we said this last week. Henny and I, we ordered the stuff we need. We ordered at the beginning of this week, and then unfortunately my car has been sitting on a flat for a couple days now, so I'm gonna have to drive it with the flat around the corner to get it fixed. So c'est la vie, right? So yeah, I've been here, I believe since Sunday my car has had a flat, and here it is Thursday. Yeah. So anyway, so the tank tops, Lori and I finally agreed what the simplicity of Viva Cafe con Leche is going to be on all products.
Yes, that's what took so long.
And I think we didn't select the color because I think we're just going to do all the colors. We're even going to do one where it has all the colors.
Sounds good.
A real good pride montage of the name and all the colors on all the products, so that everybody's inclusive because everybody's love, and that's what we're going to do with our mug. So mine's Hacemos Café Bustelo. I haven't gone out all week, so I have the same. Thank God I still got my coconut milk. Remember, hashtag Taza de Café Challenge on our Instagram, Viva Cafe con Leche Instagram, page. And Viva Facebook Cafe page. Con Leche
Facebook page.
Facebook.
Because we want to see the pictures. Plus, it looks good. Like if you keep posting the pictures and they get up onto especially the Facebook page, then it's fantastic. We really want you to be a part of this, so that people will see your name next to it as well. Lots of people jumped on. So Francia's on, and Francia says, happy Thursday, my queens. Good morning, Francia. Karen Marie.
Mi reina, que hubo?
Karen Marie Lacante's on. Good morning, Doc. Hi, ladies, she said. She laughed about something. Diva Ferreira's on. Michelle says, your vibe attracts your tribe. The people that need each other definitely find each other. Yes, absolutely. Yep. Francia says yes. She shouted out before when you were talking about. She said yes, actually. And Viva Shop. Yes, we'll get a shop going. We have to get product first. So we'll get a shop going.
Yeah. Oh, it's, you know what? It's going to be awesome. And when people keep asking me, I love that people are interested in it. But I also love that we're just not rushing to put anything out there. So just be patient because, you know, if anybody knows me, when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it, just not on your timetable. And those who
But
know
we
me
want
or
it to be
close to me
good.
know
We
that
want it
when
to
I,
be good
yeah.
quality.
And when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. But people are like, oh, I thought you said we're going to do that. Just sit down.
Oh, we keep freezing again. Oh my goodness, this is just going to be so much fun with freezing and freezing and freezing. Okay, so I'm kind of keeping an eye on the feed to see who keeps freezing on which end. So I'm not frozen. So we're going to get our guest on in a moment, but we're going to set our intentions and we're going to do our mantra in a minute as soon as Margarita comes back on. So hopefully she will come back on. Good morning, Maria Gonzalez is on. Good morning. So we're glad you're here, and hopefully she will not be booted off. But so let's see. I'm going to go ahead and start the intention. Oh no, I'm doing the mantra today. So I'm going to, she got booted off. So hopefully she will come back on very shortly. This is just going to be such a fun day today with this booting on and freezing. So everybody just be patient with us today. And it's solo me. So here we go. I'm going to wait to see if she comes on in the waiting room. So let's do the mantra for this morning. So I'm going to get that piece started. So the mantra for you today, and then Gladiator Guru, when she comes back on, will give you the intention to set for today. So the mantra is, I am more powerful than my pain. I am more powerful than my pain. And there is a whole thing that I had with this and I can't find it. And it's not just talking about pain in the sense of like physical pain. It is mental and emotional pain. So the mantra for today is, I am more powerful than my pain. And I wish I could find the piece of paper that I had with it that explained it better. So we're going to wait for the intention for today because it goes along with it. So Gladiator Guru, get back on, baby cakes, get back on so that we could get Nan in and get moving and rocking and rolling. So we might go a little bit over 9 today because of all these technical issues. And okay, so want to say good morning to Dee. Good morning, Dee. I'm so glad that you're here this morning, Dee Babel. Let us know how you guys are doing this morning. How's everything going? I'm still waiting for Margarita. Where are you, my friend? Where are you? I might have to let Nan in a moment before we get Margie back on. So let's go ahead and do that, I guess. I'm going to admit Nan in, and hopefully Nan will get in. Okay, there's Nan. Good morning, Nan. Your audio coming on. Good morning, Nan. We're waiting for Margie. She got booted off. I don't know if you've been watching the live feed, but we've been having nothing but trouble.
Good morning. No, I have been watching.
Okay, yeah, so we've been having trouble, so I don't know what's up. So we'll see. Yeah, I haven't seen her come back on yet. So how are you this morning? I figured
Good. You ladies were cracking me up there. When I came on, I was started listening when Margie was talking about her daughter and son-in-law were raising bullies, and I'm like, that's an awful way to talk about your grandchildren. And then she went on about the dogs. I was like, thank God.
There we go. There we go. There is the Gladiator Guru is back on. Oh my goodness. Good morning. Oh my goodness, what a morning. I brought Nan in.
Hello, Nan. How are you?
Good morning. It's nice to see you, Margie.
However,
Likewise.
we need to, I just said the mantra for today. So you have to give your intention before we start the conversation with Nan.
Yes, my inspirational affirmation today is, repeat, I am unbecoming the person waiting for permission to live a bold and bright life.
Say it again.
One more time. I am unbecoming the person waiting for permission to live a bold and bright life.
So that is the intention you will set today with the mantra, I am more powerful than my pain. Whatever pain that might be, physical, mental, emotional, I am more powerful. So great, beautiful. That was lovely. I love
because pain is a necessity. Sometimes we need pain to remind us that we are alive and we have the strength to move forward.
Yeah, there's a title to, I'm sorry, Nan, I didn't mean to interrupt you. There's a title to the woman Glennon Doyle. First comes the pain, then comes, and I can't remember the last piece of it. It's a talk that she did. But it's true. It's like sometimes you have to hit the pain first, emotionally, mentally, physically, whatever, for you to reach the next side of where you need to be in your life. I ought to know. I've been plenty through lots of it. Getting some right now, as a matter of fact.
Shit, I'm the fucking tour guide. Come on. You're in pain? Come on, I got you. Good morning, Nan.
Becky Sanchez, good morning. All right, Nan, let's go. We're going to talk about toxic relationships, and we want to thank Nan for coming on this morning because we were really scurrying to get a guest on, and we just I just want to before we get started, we just want to remind you guys that Thursday platform is, we have the guest. And if you think you have something to say that you want to be online and doing it with us, just message us in the Viva Facebook message or Instagram. It doesn't matter. Email us if you have our email addresses, because we want to have a backlog of people so that we can use you. And if you have a topic that that you want to talk about, run it by us and see. Maybe it's a topic that we already put on the list, or maybe it's a topic we didn't consider. But the criteria is to get us. You have to be just bold enough to say your truth, and you don't have to be vulnerable all the time and say everything. But we want you to be open and forward and honest and authentic, and have a good time and laugh and be raw and real. So that's all we ask. That's all we're asked, right?
Just be you with no pretension.
Right. That's right.
That's it. Be you. And if if you have a million things you want to talk about, maybe one show's not enough. So pick your top 5.
That's right.
No, if you hold it all in one hand, and you can be remember when you went on interviews, I'm organized, I'm thin, but and you just put it there so you can remember, and then it can flow. That's it.
Yes.
It's about being sincere with yourself first, and then with all around you.
Shout out to Natalie Nicole Forts.
Hi, beautiful.
All right. So, Nan, we were talking.
Savannah's going to be like me, always wearing flowers.
I love it. We were talking about toxic relationships on Tuesday, and we were talking about how we defined them, what they were like. And we could repeat everything today because that's, it needs to be said again with the idea, though, of leading us towards, because Margie has a phenomenal ending to the conversation today. And then it's going to segue us into Tuesday's conversation, which is redesigning your life after bad choices. Because being in a toxic relationship, really, it is a bad choice. Sometimes it's not consciously made or purposefully made, but nonetheless, it's a bad choice if we stay with them, and it's a bad choice if we allow them into our lives and affect us. So we'll talk about that on Tuesday. But anyway, so let's, what do you think, Nan? Have you been in your share of toxic relationships?
I'm a woman, so yes. Actually, it knows no gender. Real quick, I just wanted to say, a quick morning, good morning to a bunch of my friends.
Yes.
On Cindy and Peggy and Michelle and Jonica and Molly. Good morning, ladies. Thank you.
Good morning,
Buenos
tribe.
dias.
Nan's tribe in the house.
I love them for showing up. So anyway, real quick, this is a cup that somebody gave me at work.
Bite me. I like your coworkers.
And then it's got my name on the back.
Oh, I love it.
And I am drinking an organic Mexican coffee from Chiapas. So,
Nice.
Oh.
Very nice.
all right. So, toxic. I was thinking about that this morning, and actually, you know what? Let me go back, because Margie said something that kind of fit in. She was saying that people where they're suffering, I can't remember what you said, but I translated, it'll come back to me. But people where they're suffering, that's why people take notes. People where they're suffering like an accessory.
Yes.
That's not what you said, but that's what I heard.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because
thank you for listening to what I didn't say. I love that. I love that. Because,
I wish, but the word you used had the syllables in the flow of accessory. So, but it'll come back
But
to me.
it's true. It's true. The victim. They play the victim role.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's because of the toxicity. What I was thinking earlier today is people eat they have a toxic diet. And by toxic, I don't mean they're sitting around eating Lysol, but they're just eating
or toxic waste.
Right? Yeah. And it impedes their health. It impedes the development of the brain, or doesn't have the right nutrition for thinking. The body is weak. Toxic food does the same thing that toxic relationships do, right? It makes our brains clogged and not thinking correctly. And then we start getting all these like illnesses, or we just get fatigued or weak, or I just can't go on. Oh no, that person's coming near me, right? So food, people, it's the same. It's what we nourish ourselves with, right? Physically and spiritually, mentally. Took me a long time to learn that. And sometimes I'm still the kind of person that I need to want to help everybody, but some people don't want to be helped. But if they find somebody who will digest what they're serving, their toxic soup, and they don't know they're toxic, that's just who they are, but I'm eating it, right? So now I'm part of that toxic relationship. I have to sit there and eat that toxic soup. I would use another 4-letter word for it, but I'm a lady. That didn't even get a laugh out of you guys.
So am I.
Oh, okay,
go ahead.
Good, all right.
Use it, girl.
Okay, so I've spent time eating toxic soup and having those relationships, and you do get really entangled, especially if there's emotions involved, like love, right? And then that just...
Well, because that makes the soup taste so much better.
Oh, yeah, it does.
In the beginning, the toxic soup I love that metaphor, by the way.
That's the salt and pepper. Are you kidding me? That's the needed salt and pepper.
It's so tasty at first. And the funny part is, again, I'm loving this metaphor because as you're tasting it, sometimes in the beginning, this is the red flag piece. You'll taste it and you'll go, oh, this is good. And then there's this little aftertaste that you're kind of like, oh, that wasn't really good. But but the more I eat it, I'm getting used to it. And then next thing you know, though, once you start to become more aware, that's when you start to take a sip of the soup and it tastes bad. And then not only does it start to taste bad, but when you swallow it, it actually starts to burn your throat as it goes down and make you get a stomach ache. Like it literally will start to affect you. But sometimes you're not aware of that it's actually the soup. So in other words, the person. You just don't know what, like when you said people get sick sometimes and when they eat foods, but they get that way even with toxic people, and they don't, but they get headaches, they get stomach aches. They're having all these health issues, and it's actually the person, the toxicity of the people that they're around. So go ahead, keep going. I love the soup thing. I love it. So
having that emotion of love or something else that invests you in that toxic relationship makes it very hard for you to look at what needs to be removed from your life. If you're allergic to something, or you're having a toxic reaction to something, like, you get stung by a bee and you're very allergic, you learn to stay away from bees, right? But it's a little harder with people. We don't.
It's even hard if you're a hopeless romantic. See, I love love.
Me too.
My heart's always broken. I'm always in entanglements and shit. So right now, I'm safe. I'm taking care of my mom. I ain't got time for nobody else. But what? I love love. I write about it all the time. I'm a hopeless romantic. So that writing that chaotic wave, that peppered with pain and disappointment, but it's still that, when you're that, what is that word I'm looking for? Come on, when people love the excitement of danger, there's a word for it.
Oh, when they're adrenaline, like an
adrenaline junkie, yeah. But I'm like, that love junkie, and it's I'll fall in love with everyone I'm with. I'll fall in love, and I'm not ashamed of it. So watch out now. Don't call me unless you want me to love you.
Damn, I'm gonna have to put you on call block. I'm teasing, Mark.
That's fine, girl. Oh, my cousin said good morning, ladies. So there's a man on, and my son-in-law, our Janice, is on. There's two men on, and our Janice said it's very difficult to bounce back after a bad choice, but not impossible.
Oh yeah, no, it's never impossible, but no one ever said it was easy. That's for sure. Yeah.
So go ahead, Nan. I'm sorry because I'm like
no problem. And I'm also thinking, even in love, it doesn't have to be toxic. But love isn't just like floating on a cloud all your life.
No,
anything in life is work. Right. But it's that work that's making you sick, right? You don't work in a school with asbestos when you're, a contractor. Those are the things that we have to be careful. And I like what Lori said. Something starts off really nice, but all of a sudden these little red flags pop up. I think you said hopeless romantic, and I know myself a long time ago, and I still am, but now I can kind of read the signs. I've learned what a red flag is. But being a hopeless romantic, even if you're in a toxic relationship or a toxic friendship, it doesn't even have to be a romantic relationship.
Right.
You don't want to give up on it because you're that hopeless romantic. Oh, exactly. But I'm loyal.
That's why I put it out there, yeah.
But I have to learn to be loyal and true to myself first.
That's right.
I have to be loyal and learn how to say, back the fuck up.
Yeah, that's
you're not healthy for my soul, and I have to use that.
Right.
Not too long ago. You are not healthy for my soul, and then I dismissed myself from the situation, and it still hurts, and it's still a whole dilemma you go through with your emotions, riding this wave of chaos, and so but you learn to, that's your pain, so it's more comforting, it's more acceptable because it's a choice you made. And I think the biggest fear of people who stay in toxic relationships is the fear of how they're gonna handle it on their own. You're gonna shine, baby girl. You're gonna get over the bullshit, and then you're gonna say, "Oh my God, I could breathe easy now."
Yeah, and it's both sides. I mean, I know it's we tend to see it more so with women.
That's it. I can only speak for women.
But
that's why we encourage men to come on so they can share their part.
Yeah, absolutely, because it goes both ways. It's with friends, family, significant others, and it's once you decide that you're choosing yourself and not in an egotistical
I'll be egotistical. Right? You see, we can't clarify that all the time.
Yeah,
if you need to get rid of something, you got to do it full force, and sometimes you got to be that person that says, "I'm no longer gonna be a Captain Save-A-Hole. Not gonna run in and save everybody, and then I'm forgotten, and then I'm carrying everybody's freaking baggage and luggage and bullshit, and I'm being weighed down like quicksand, and nobody's coming to save me because they're too comfortable with me being the savior."
Well, there's a difference between, because what you're doing, what you're saying is self-awareness and self-love. That's very different than what's the other term? It just escaped my head. Self-absorbed. There's a difference. Like self-absorbed is that egotistical part. You're not that way. I don't care.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You're not that way at all. Self-aware is different than self-love, and saying I deserve more and I'm going to take care of me, and then I'm going to take these people out of my life because.
Oh God, is it me?
No, Lori's frozen on my end.
Well, we got one guy who said that it's the same with guys. So, but I want you to finish saying what you're saying. You're back, Lori?
I'm back. I think so, but we.
Yeah, you are. You are.
Okay.
Nan and I were talking. Go ahead, Nan.
No, I heard you the whole time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, shout out to Sydney Romano and Luis Edgar Puma. Good morning. Good morning.
Buenos dias. Good morning.
So Nan, what else? What other insight you want to share? Because I'm loving what you're mentioning this morning. You're tying it all in.
I know you're drawing so much from us. We're interrupting you, so go ahead.
I know, but listen to me, but don't throw your butts at me.
Don't tempt her. She will.
I know.
We'll turn it around.
I hate to digress real quickly, but every now and then, Margie, you turn and your hair is long. So it's like you have, what are they called? A mantequilla at the top of your head. And
Yes.
your hair is your veil. That's just what it looks like when you move sometimes.
Oh, thank
Very
you.
cool.
I love it.
A very mysterious Spanish woman.
Oh, yes. That's her. Totally.
All right. And at the end of this, you're going to do a tango for us.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, going back to toxicity. You know, when people, I hate to compare this to something like cancer, but it is cancerous. When you're really, really sick, and a toxic relationship can be terminal. I mean, literally, it can be terminal.
Yes.
I agree.
But on so many different levels. But you have to have support around you, and the person that's in it has to realize, I need to get away from this. I'm with a group of women, and actually a lot of them showed up this morning, that we're there to support each other. And if we see this going on, we're going to maybe not judge the person so hard, but just say, we're here. You need help. I remember many, many years ago, I was blessed by somebody doing that for me. I had a neighbor, I was living in Philadelphia, and I was in a relationship, and the person that I was living with was so toxic that they eventually died from their own toxicity.
Wow.
But she used to say to me, she goes, obviously she could see something was wrong, but I certainly was living it, but I couldn't see that it was wrong.
Of course.
She said, if you ever want to leave, just come and knock on my door. And maybe
Opening that.
Yeah. And I remembered that. And one day I showed up at her door. And in the course of a day, while that person was out, she moved me right out, moved me to a different location. And I learned a great lesson from that, and I still carry it with me today. And I want to be that person for other people that need help. And I know there's a whole bunch of us. I know you and Margie would do the same if somebody said, I need help.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Middle of the night.
But the person needs to.
I'll show up with my bat and a shovel. What? What's up?
That's the gladiator part of the group.
Yes. You don't know.
So, but the person has to be to the point where they're tired of being sick. They're sick of being in pain.
Yeah.
You know,
it has to be them.
Some people dying of a terminal toxicity, of a terminal disease. They may want to fight. They may just want to give it up. There's a big overlap, because I think with toxicity in general, because we're not just a brain, we're not just a body. There's that whole mind, body, spirit connection, right? Like I was saying, when you're in a toxic relationship and it starts affecting your physical health, right? Headaches, digestive problems, depression, it covers everything, right? Or the same thing with a biological disorder in the body. So how can we get out of this toxicity if we don't know? That's a sad thing to watch. That's a very sad thing to watch.
And they're too ashamed to seek help, because I know a lot of women who won't let you know what's going on because they're ashamed
or afraid.
I think it's the women I spoke to afterwards. I used to do a lot of public speaking. I used to do a lot of workshops at safe houses and domestic violence shelters, and they said that they were holding on to that thin line of hope that maybe he was going to change. So if they didn't get nobody involved, it wouldn't upset him anymore. She wouldn't look like the fool, and maybe there was the possibility that he's going to see her for who she really is. And eventually she realized it wasn't, because here she is at the domestic violence shelter. So and I've seen that with friends as well. Like, you want to hold on, and you can't love someone enough for the both of you. And I tell people that. Jonathan says, it's the same thing with guys. He says, exactly, save a hoe no more. Good morning, Destiny. I miss you too. He says, but it is still a comfort zone because even good guys don't want to be a player or alone.
Right. Yeah, I always, I was just, I think, did I just say this? Was I saying this to you, Margie, yesterday? It's funny that yeah, I think it was to you, that it's like like, let's say, for instance, infidelity. It's like the people who cheat, let them be with the other people who cheat. You know, like if a man cheats and a woman cheats, let them come together, not be with somebody who's the one's a cheater and one's not, because it's like, it's just let the two people that don't and are loyal to each other find each other and don't mess around with those people. It goes both ways. And you want to be the good guy, and you want to, but at the same time, you know, the female could be playing you. The female could be treating you like absolute garbage. And it's like, why can't all of us good people find each other, kind of deal? You know, why is it that we always pair off with these?
Because that would be too easy, and life isn't easy.
Right.
Yes. True. Very true. But, you know, the other piece is that, and Nan brought up a really good point, is that opening the door to letting you know that, like, we're there for you, even if you're not recognizing it completely. If you ever need a place to go. And because if you're talking about shame, so if you're talking about that women or men or women feel shameful that the relationship is what it is and they don't want to admit to it because it's embarrassing to them or they feel unworthy or whatever, it's like, you have to know that everybody's been through this at some point. I mean, I think every single person has been in that situation, some people more than once. Me is one of them. And it's, you have to just know that, don't be embarrassed, you know, like, just have your friends help you, have family members help you, just get out of it. You will find your footing again and you will feel better about yourself. And you should never don't shit on yourself and say, oh God, I should have noticed, I should have got out sooner. I should have never went out with that person. Everything happens for a reason. You were there, now you're not, and there's no point in dwelling on it. It's just moving forward and not thinking about all the bad choices that you made in that relationship. Sometimes it's going back to the soup metaphor. You know, sometimes they create a really tasty soup and you're drinking, you know, eating it going, oh, this is damn good. I've never had soup like this before, you know, and they suck you in. And then next thing you know, they've sort of put you into the web. And again, I know we keep sort of dwelling on relationships, but this is family members too. This is friendships, you know, just be family members. You don't have to have soup. It's just you're kind of born into it and then you're automatically connected onto that web. And it's a lot harder to get away from that one because you feel this obligation. Well, they're family and I can't be like that. I have to, you know, family sticks together. Bullshit. You know, you have to do what's right for you. If it's like you said, Margie, if it's not good for your soul, you can't be there anymore. Like unless you could separate and say, well, I could separate it and do my own thing. And you can't, then you gotta pull away from it and do whatever it takes.
Yes, I agree. Nan, I don't know if you're a blogger. Are you a blogger? You should start a blog that says, knock at my door.
Oh, I like that.
And lead other women toward the light as far as your experience.
That's brilliant. And I'm going to reach out to you later because my little project of bringing massage therapy to women in recovery, I do want to start a blog.
There you go. And I think you need to do that.
I have no place to write it down. Where did you say it was?
Knock at my door.
I love that.
May I use
that? Yeah, offering it to you.
That's yours.
Yeah.
I just felt that you have to either start a blog or do something. I didn't even know you had the massage therapy for what you're doing. But you said your story and I kept feeling it until it was in my throat. So as Lori's talking, if you notice, I was writing. So I don't know. The only thing I saw with that is if you're writing a blog or something, or let it be, you know, I think if you do little flyers when you go and do your massage, which I didn't know that was what you're going to do, but knock at my door is something you need to tell stories for women out there.
Right now with this pandemic, I am doing soup.
Well, then guess what?
Sorry,
You're gonna build a fucking door,
right.
and you're gonna color it whatever color brings you light, and then you're gonna write your little blogs, because I guess this is what you have to do.
Got it, woman.
That's gonna be awesome. That's a beautiful story you shared about Philadelphia.
Why, thank you for that session this morning while everybody else is listening. Really, so women, if you need help, knock on Marley's door.
Well, I'm sorry. I just came, but yeah.
Don't apologize. That was fabulous.
And I keep looking at the flower on your hair, and it's not mantequilla, that's butter. It's a mantilla.
Mantilla from España, Española,
Yeah.
and a lot of the sometimes flamenco dances.
Yes.
Yes.
Where, yes.
So I'm sitting here going, I just told her she's got butter on her head.
No, I understood what you said. You actually said it right with the accent and everything. It was just missed a couple of vowels, but that's fine.
Oh
I
my
understood
God,
you.
so
As long
cute.
as I understood you.
But I'm sure you would be lovely with butter on you, but that's a whole other thing.
Hey, I wouldn't doubt her. I have a feeling
in this conversation.
butter has played a role before in I have a feeling butter has played a role
I'll
before.
be glistening.
Yes.
But yeah, so I think that's it. That would be a great thing for you.
I did. I love that story about Philadelphia too. I actually almost started to cry because you don't know how much it means to a person when once you do recognize the toxicity of a relationship and you feel like you can't get out, like you really don't know how, because that's where it first starts. It's the awareness that you're in it. And then all of a sudden it hits you. And that's where the, not the guilt so much that comes in, but the defeating pieces of yourself come in. Self-defeating, because you go, oh my God, I'm in this. How did I get myself in this? I have no idea how to get myself out. And that's when you start really hitting yourself hard because you're miserable and you want to be out. But you just don't know. And that is where you do need to have people to talk to, coaches, friends.
But see, yeah, but I think also if I also believe, and I'm gonna tell you why I believe this. Some people are so filled with shame or so blinded by the love that they have for this abuser that they won't speak to anybody.
Correct.
They won't seek any assistance, and they don't want to hear what you're saying because to them it's bullshit. You're hating on their relationship. I think there's a big percentage of women who are like that. They live in such denial while getting abused, whether it's mentally, verbally, physically. I think that what I feel in my soul, what came to me, is a message through me for Nan, and also Lillian. Now, there's a story of sunflowers. I love sunflowers. It's the ALS flower. It stands tall and firm. But the sunflowers, if you ever look at a field of sunflowers, they're always looking up to the sun because that's where they gain their energy from. And on cloudy, rainy days, if you look at a field of sunflowers, they're facing each other because they're pulling energy from one another. If we humans learn how to do that, right? So Lillian, about 3 years ago, said that she wanted to, which I believe, Lillian, if you're on, tell me. And I think it's an excellent, excellent foundation that she wants to, that she's already created.
Oh no. My goodness, we keep freezing in the middle of a fantastic conversation. Are we all frozen? I can't see.
She wants to share that going forward.
Go back. You froze.
On what part?
Go back. The foundation, and then it froze.
Because it's, I don't know what I said after that. It's Lillian 3 years ago created the Sunflower Center, a foundation for abused women. Okay. And only because of her experience as a domestic violence person, that she wants to bring forth a safe haven for women. And it's through something called the Sunflower Center. And she's already thought it. She spoke of it. She put it down. She created a flyer. But life happened, so she put it aside. And I think it's time that she starts revisiting that And just like Nan, I think this is, I don't know why, I was so tired. I'm thinking maybe it's a spiritual awakening, because Nan, if you only knew the energy, and look at with Lillian, the energy that if you haven't noticed, I'm sitting here like this.
Yeah, you're
So
rocking.
this is not from me. This came through me. So I think it's from a higher place that you need to do this. And Lillian, I think you're going to have to start up on the Sunflower Center, because I think this is a very pivotal time where women are going to need to have a light. You need to be that lighthouse. That beacon has to shine somewhere from wherever you are right now. So good luck, ladies.
Thank you.
You know, you did say something that was pretty intense and very true, is the fact that sometimes women are, women and men, but mostly women, it seems to be, that they're in denial, or, you know, they don't want to admit it, or they don't see it. But just the fact that Nan's friend said what she said,
that was beautiful.
It opened the door and planted the seed. And you may even be like, you might have been like, I don't even know what are you talking about? Like, you might not have even at that moment understood what she meant, but it's stuck there. It always sticks there. And then the moment that it comes to you and you have to create that awareness, all of a sudden the voice comes back over in your head of your friend saying, my door is always open, or whatever she said. And that's big. Even if you didn't take her up on it for, like, how long was it from the moment she said it to the moment that you took her up on that offer?
It was quite a few months.
Okay, and it could be sometimes a year or two. And really good friends will always have that door open, even if they lose touch and then a year later call them and say, I got to get out. Perfect.
I got to tell you, Lori, she wasn't even a friend. She was
that's what I was saying. She wasn't a friend. She was just somebody who was very awake. She probably was a spirit sent specifically for Nan.
That's beautiful.
She planted the seed, and then she waited. Now, family and friends get impatient with you. Oh, what the hell? You're still there? I don't want to hear it.
Yes.
But this is a total stranger who took the time to plant a seed and cultivate it from a distance, and had everything prepared because she knew Nan was going to knock on her door. It was just a matter of time.
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful.
That's right. Beautiful. That's why this is Nan's foundation. This is Nan's, whatever you want to make it. This is yours because you lived it. Because someone offered you that and waited, and it took you months to actually do the deed, and then from there on, your life was different in that moment. So that's what you're bringing all this, because you know what? Since March, domestic violence is up.
I'm not shocked with
child abuse is up. 90% of child abductions, 90% since March is up. So we need something, because if we can reach out to these women who are drowning in sorrow, then what we're doing is we're providing their children with the safe haven, because now they have an alert mother. You see, because if a woman's getting abused, what's happening to her children?
Oh yeah, it's
she's too weak mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally to even tend to her children.
Yeah. Oh, we froze again. Oh no. Yes, they will see it. Hopefully I keep talking. They'll see this. They'll either be the abuser or they'll be the abused.
Center. It's the first stop as safety for all those involved. You know what? The seed has been planted in your brain years ago. And I think right now, today, is where it says, it's time. We need you. And Lillian, it's your birthday, so happy birthday. And let's see what we come up with that Sunflower Center.
Hey, so, oh, go ahead. Because I just want
it's today. And I think Nan, Nan is so different from me. And the way when she speaks, she's so calm.
I know.
And she's like not in a rush.
No.
And I'm like, blah, 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 blah. You know? And I'm just saying, you know, I woke up, I didn't even want to wake up this morning. I like, what time I told you I finally took the covers off me and jumped in the shower? When I'm normally up at 6:45, 7:20.
Oh.
I couldn't. I had no energy. I felt like I got beat up through the night. I got up. I wanted to cry that I had to get up today. And then look, it's like somebody lit a firecracker up my ass, and I'm like wired right now. So it's it's all good. It's all good.
So
Good morning, my sister Janet. Huh?
I said that's why you sprouted the flower. It was an explosion.
That's it. I needed energy.
Yeah.
I needed it, like Carl Jung says, the tree cannot reach to heaven without first reaching down to hell. So that's me. I'm like this.
Good morning, Samira Livingston, too. Samira Livingston came on. Good morning. So listen, you had that fabulous piece. So let's put that piece in. So can you read that?
Oh my God. Yes, yes, yes. It says healing from toxic relationships. The main thing you get out of it is freedom. So it's recognize what happened, seek therapy, take back your power, cut the abuser out of your life. If you have kids, you know what? There's no co-parenting for a while. There's no civil conversations. Cut them out your life. Reach out to friends and family. Find a support group. Make your mental health and personal growth a priority, mi gente. Now, healing is messy. Healing is painful. When you decide to break free from your toxic relationship, just know the pain does not magically dissipate overnight. Like you left last night and this morning you woke up a new person. No, let's come back to reality, okay? Because it takes time and effort and self-introspection to get back up. Now that's the misconception. People think that because they left, everything's supposed to happen. No, it's work. It's work on top of work on top of work until you're there. So 1, let go. 2, remain single. Un clavo no saca otro clavo. In Spanish, there's a saying, you broke up, don't worry about it, get another one. One nail removes another. That is such bullshit. And we were raised on that shit. No wonder I'm a hopeless romantic, always loving love. So, learn to be a bit selfish. Find a tribe of positivity. Forgive yourself. Make yourself happy. Learn to live in peace, in solitude, and in love with yourself. That's hard work as it is. That's a whole relationship in itself, is falling in love.
Absolutely. Yes.
So you can't have enough. You can't, you're not the juggler of love. Find one love at a time and start with yourself.
And again, we have so many different messages that we've received. We've got to clear that all out to look at ourselves and say we're worthy of love. If you're in a toxic relationship, it's very hard to come to that conclusion.
Correct.
If you've been raised, like you were saying, one nail replaces another kind of thing. I'm not looking at myself. I'm always looking for an external to build something. Right? We need to be strong in ourselves. And I think that's what's hard when you get women out of toxic relationships. They don't have anything to build with.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they don't. They don't. We were raised by my father, who was, Papa was a rolling stone. Yes, he was. He was such a Ramirez. My cousin Carmen's on right now. We know those Ramirez's. But, I have, my sisters are from my mom and dad. And then my dad has 8 sons from different women. But we were all raised very close, right? And my father always taught us, he was the gardener of our roots, which that book is almost done. And he always said, that growing up, one of the things he taught us is nunca te engañe, never lie to yourself. Mm. And although he was a Rolling Stone, he loved women, but he didn't need nobody. Like he walked with literally his comb and toothbrush in his back pocket. Because if he didn't like something that was up, he was out. But I guess we were raised that way. So I was the one that left all the relationships. I was the one that said, I don't want to do this no more. And left everything and took my books and my clothes and said, I'm out. Maybe I hindered myself in one of those that I just was impatient and just felt like the stubbornness, the whatever he was doing, the trying to monopolize my time made me feel suffocated. So I left. But yeah, I think you have to learn and keep that one thing in your mind. Never lie to yourself. Because if you admit what role you played in that toxicity, then you'll know what not to do going forward.
Yes.
And if you learn that you can't only blame the other person because you stood. So you played a major role in that toxicity as well. Whether it was being fearful, where there was being blinded by a life you thought that's what you deserved. It can be either way, but you have to be held accountable for also staying where you thought it was okay until you didn't, and now you were so sewn into the tapestry of that toxicity that you don't know how to get out. So you're ashamed to reach out. So I think when I speak to people about it, I ask them, well, what was your role in it? Because sometimes they need the truth slapped in their face. So, you know, we all handle our how we speak to people differently. But that's what I think. And I think that we need to teach people how to fall in love with themselves. So come knock at Nan's door and learn how to love yourself. Come to the Sunflower Center.
Door.
Yeah, and learn how to love yourself. And I'm putting
Nan
that
is
out
waiting
there.
for you.
Because I have a lot of stuff that I have going on. And I think that other people need to start their stuff. So, Nan, I wish you, anyway, it's a success already because it was given to you. That's something that came from the universe.
And I love to cook, so come over, knock on my door, I'll give you something to eat.
Yeah, when I'm in Connecticut, I'll be out there. I'm going to hold you to it.
Mm-hmm. Margie, I'd love to spend some time with you in person.
Yeah, yeah.
And listen, this is actually really important too, because we work better as humans. We work better as a community. We work better together and cooperating with each other. And, you know, the expression misery loves company, and these toxic people, they love company. They love to find the people that they could be toxic with, but toxic too. And it's time for those that are not toxic, that want out of those relationships, to surround themselves by individuals who are loving and compassionate, to get you to see that there is more out there than what you've been involved with, that you can. And sometimes it's a really hard step, and especially when it comes to like family. I was listening to a couple of videos on narcissism, which we'll do at some point, just specifically on narcissists. But sometimes you've got to literally just break ties, like as tough as it is to just walk away for yourself, to reestablish your peace and your soul for you, regardless of how people judge you and say, oh, that's terrible. How could you walk away like that? And it's like, they weren't good for me and I can't be around them anymore. And I'm sorry, that's just the way it has to be. And, you know, I mean, I'm not saying to walk away, because this is a real hotbed issue with me. Do not walk away from children, your own children, when they're under a certain age. You don't do that. You take them with you if you're in a situation. But you do have to support yourself. You have to pull yourself away, whatever that means, even if it's uncomfortable. But you seek out the Nans out there that can help you do that and help you reestablish yourself and understand why you need to take that tough choice of pulling yourself out of that. And I mean out, like I said, even if it means not talking to somebody for quite a long time.
I think you said something really clear. And for those people that are listening that have children, I think that when you're in a toxic relationship, and although the toxicity is geared more towards you, your children are listening. They're watching. So shame on you if you feel that, oh, because of the kids, I'm going to stay. Because I hear that from a lot of women. Well, I have kids, and if I leave, I'm not going to be able to afford this. And I would tell them, yes, you can, because people are willing to help you when you're more of a single mom than stuck with an asshole. And I've gotten feedback on that. Iris says it's very hard to love yourself again after losing I don't know, she didn't finish it, but no.
How about yourself?
The idea of loving yourself is harder than the actual, what's that word I'm looking for, ladies? The idea of loving yourself seems to be more difficult than the actual task of loving yourself, because every morning when you get up, look in the mirror, tell yourself you love yourself, fix your hair, do something for yourself, and then keep it pushing.
Yeah, that's true.
You know it. There she says, knock, knock, Nan.
There, you already got your first person. See?
And my cousin, they're both my cousins. And my other one says, knock with positivity. So, yeah.
All right. Well, so what do you want? We're at the level now. We've been on for about 60 minutes. So any ending things, ladies, that you want to share? Any last minute stuff before we close out?
I would like to hear more about, hear more from men, because women can be very toxic to men.
Yes.
Oh my God, we are.
I did read a comment a viewer of ours that's made them cold, and it's had the same effect on men. Women can be as toxic.
Sure we are. We can. I can be.
I mean, we're sitting here talking about our experiences, but there's a whole nother side to that. So yeah, there's a lot of sick people. And sick, I don't mean like psychotic or mental, but you know, there's something deteriorating the fiber of their being because of toxicity. Right?
Yes.
You can't sustain a life on McDonald's. But anyway, lovely conversation. If you want to knock on my door, I am on Facebook. You can message me, and I'll direct you back to Margie or Lori. No.
No, but you made a point. Listen, I have people here saying, Lillian says that people are more willing to help a woman in need than a woman who stays with the abusing man. And then my cousin Chanel said, good point. People are willing to help a single mom than dealing with a jerky man all day. First hand, that would be me. Knock on my door whenever, even if you need a 2-hour nap and need someone to watch your kids. See, Nan?
Yep.
Look what you just opened. This is
Awesome. Women,
that is.
as a community, are amazingly powerful.
We are powerful. We just have to, like, you know, put our assumptions that they're going to. Let me tell you something. I was by 2 of my exes, and my late husband who passed away. They both said, you're an abuser, because if I didn't like something, and I am, but you know what? I'm gonna tell you, in my defense, which I don't care, I've learned not to be so. But we grew up watching my father beat the shit out of my mom, crack her head open. My mom shoot my dad in the balls when she caught a woman on his lap, and we were all front row. So we have VIP seats, girl, to all of that. To her shooting him, her beating up the women who were flirting with him, because my mom's Italian, so all these Puerto Ricans thought back in the day that she didn't deserve him. So my mother was like, yeah, bitch, bring it. And she fought them all. And so that's what we grew up in. You know, we grew up on survival skills, but we grew up front row seats to life, which to my sisters and I think, you know, we all should have grasped the concept that we were taught firsthand what's good, what's healthy, what's sour to our stomachs. And so I've always been the leader of me. If I didn't like something, I spoke my mind, and then I'm like, I'm out. I've left every relationship I've been in, except my husband, where he beat me to it because he died. So what happens? It's making a choice. Sometimes because I'm that way, I could have, there's one relationship I could have salvaged, but because I'm so, you know, the way my survival skills put it, that I walked away from it. So, I mean, it's all you learn through life. You learn through life. Right now, I love being on my own. I love just being me. I love loving me. I love discovering me and what works and what doesn't work. And that's what we said. When you leave a toxic relationship, stay single.
yes.
Because the only thing that's ever going to be hard in your life to do, complete, start, finish, whatever, is if you die. Other than that, if you're still breathing, the possibilities are endless.
Right. If you're going to date somebody, date yourself.
That's it. That's it.
All right.
Nan,
Well,
I'm sorry.
fabulous talk, ladies. This was wonderful. I mean, beyond what we even imagined it would go. It always seems to be that way. So, yeah, we're off over time. Actually, we did okay. So next Tuesday, Margie and I are going to be talking about redesigning your life after bad choices. So we're going to be giving you ideas of what you can do to move forward from these toxic relationships, or just, you know, bad choices. Like, you not to be toxic. It's just you made crap choices in your life. It's no, you know, it is what it is. And now it's
a oopsie. It's a oopsie. And
we're going to help
on.
you. Right. The key is just not keep doing it. And if you keep doing it and then be wondering why and then make excuses for it, you know, your own toxicity. So, so we're going to be doing that. We want to thank our lovely guest, Nan, for coming on, which was meant to be. Let me tell you, it was meant to be. She was meant to be on today. We
Thank you.
Fabulous.
Yes, you were.
Fabulous.
You were.
So thank you so much for coming on, Nan. We appreciate it. And so, yeah, that's it. So
I just want to say one thing. One thing. Pookie, which is Jonathan, I'm sorry, Pookie's our little barbershop name. He says, I hear you. Nothing wrong with loving yourself, work on yourself, but keep an open mind. Not everyone is the same, but let go of the toxic. By letting go of the toxic, you become a new you.
Oh, yeah.
So he's saying, you know, and you're right. You're right, Jonathan. It's not for us to shut ourselves down from men, because if we learn anything coming out of that toxic relationship, it's how to read people. It's how to get the vibe when we're talking to people, and then you can make better decisions. But you gotta stay woke. You gotta remember, Nan, my flowers, I know you love them because you've commented on them. I paid 29 cents for them at Michael's.
Here we go.
With the clip. And I have them in all colors. So watch out. Next week I'll be wearing a blue one or something.
I'll be viewing just for that.
All right, guys.
One fast little saying I just want to give you real quick. When you make a mistake, you know, it's like a bad purchase, write it off to the high cost of education.
Oh, I like that.
And learn from it. Because the only loss would be if you don't learn from it. Right? Yes. Okay. So bad experiences, just write it off to the high cost of education.
Michelle says thank you. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nope, I'm done.
Okay. Michelle says thank you, ladies. I love that Nan was a guest. She is one of the most special people I've ever known. Oh.
Michelle, that was very sweet. Thank you.
Me too, Michelle. Both of these ladies are the most special people I've ever known. Anyway. All right, you guys. So that's it. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on, and we'll see you guys on. Just have a great weekend. And remember, be you, be real, be extraordinary. Gladiator Guru.
Namaste, mi gente. And remember, breathe in the beauty, breathe out the bullshit. Have a great weekend.
Yes. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye. Okay.